Good morning and good afternoon, kids. This is Teacher Gigi. How are you doing? So, for today, we're going to learn science. But before that, can you please get your workbook and open it on page 19? Ready? So, before we start, can we please have a small review of what we have learned last week? So, last week, we talked about the digestive system. So again, can you tell me what are the different parts of the digestive system? Let's start with your mouth. Very good. Esophagus. Good job. Stomach. Small intestine. Liver. Large intestine. And your rectum. Very good. So for today, we're going to learn separation techniques. Again, for today, we're going to learn separation techniques. So when we say separation techniques, these are used to separate things like solid, liquids, and magnets. All right. So separation techniques has three types. Okay. So we have separating a mixture of solid, that's number one. Number two, separation by magnets. And number three, separating insoluble solids from liquid. Let's start. Number one, okay. So we have mixture. Okay. A mixture is made up of two or more different substances mixed together. Again, mixture. So when we say mixture, these are different substances. So for example, we have salt, sugar, and pepper. Is it called as a mixture? Yes, because the three that I say is different. How about sand, sand, and sand? Is it called as a mixture? No. Why? Very good, because it is not different. Very good. Again, when we say mixture, these are made up of two or more different substances mixed together. Very good. But how about water, sand, and rock? Very good. That is also a mixture. We can mix solid and liquid. All right. So number one, separating a mixture of solid. So let's start with solid. So separating mixture of solid, we have two techniques. Number one is hand picking. Hand picking is the simplest technique you can use. You only need your hands. By the word itself, hand picking. So when does hand picking is used? Hand picking is used to separate solid that has noticeable differences in sizes, shapes, and color. So when the difference is very big, different in size, different in shape, and in color, you can easily use your hand for hand picking. So for example, this vegetable. So if we have a mixture of corn, beans, and carrots, are they different in size? Yes. Are they different in shape? Yes. Are they different in color? Yes. Can we use our hand to separate them? Yes. Very good. How about toys? If I have Legos. Okay, do you know Legos? If I have green, blue, and red Lego, can I use hand picking to separate them? Yes or no? Very good. Yes. All right. Number two. So number two, we have sifting. Okay, number two, we have sifting. Usually, sifting, we use coriander. Okay. So, number 2, sifting, to separate solids of different sizes. So, we use sifting only if the difference is size. So, for example, flour and sugar. Can we separate them? Yes, we can use coriander. How about this one? Rock and sand. Can we separate them using sifting? Yes. How about this one? Sand, coriander, and you can see the sand separated from the small crab. Again, we use sifting to separate solids of different sizes. Okay, next, separation by magnets. So the word itself, we use magnet to separate things. So for example, we have here sand and metal. We use magnet if the things that we are going to separate is attracted to the magnet. Okay, so for example, we have sand and metal. If we put magnet in the sand, the metal will easily separate from the sand because the metal is attracted to the magnet. Okay, very good. Can we use magnet to separate sand and rock? Yes or no? Very good. It's a no. Why? Because sand and rock are not attracted to the magnet. Very good. Next, number 3. Separating insoluble solids from liquids. When we say insoluble, it means that it does not dissolve. It does not dissolve. Okay, number 1, we have decantation. Again, everybody, can you say decantation? Okay, so decantation is used if we have insoluble solid that settles to the bottom of the container. So for example, number 1 is when we wash our rice. So we put the rice on the pot and we put water, right? So the rice will go at the bottom and the water settles to the top. That is what you call as decantation. The solid goes down and the liquid goes up. Another example is water and soil. So if we mix water and soil, the soil will go to the bottom of the glass and the water will go up. Alright, that is decantation. Number 2, filtration. Again, filtration. So filtration is a type of technique that use a filter. Okay, again, when we say filtration, it is a technique to separate solid and liquid using a filter. So for example, we have here number 1, coffee. Okay, so we have coffee grounds and then the filter and hot water. So using the filter, the coffee will stay in the filter, but the liquid and the water will go down to the container. Next, we have pasta and water. Using the filter, the pasta will stay on the colander and the water will go down to the sink. Next, and the last one, we have the matcha. We put the matcha on the filter, and when we squeeze it, only the liquid matcha will go to the bowl. Alright, very good. Next, precipitation. Last one, precipitation. When we say precipitation, it is both liquid that becomes solid. Okay, again, it is a kind of a substance that dissolves in a liquid into a solid by adding other substance. So the best example for precipitation is vinegar and milk. Okay, you can try this at home. You put vinegar and fresh milk or any kind of milk in a glass. You mix them and you wait for about 30 minutes to 1 hour. And you will see that the milk will turn into curd or solid. Okay, when we say curd, this is like the forms of cheese. Again, when we mix vinegar and milk and we leave it for a while, when you come back, the milk becomes solid. Again, when we say precipitation, it is a mixture of liquid that becomes solid. Okay, so let's have a review. Okay, so separation techniques has three types: separating solid, separating magnets, and separating solids and liquids. Again, when we say hand picking, you're going to use your hand and separate things that has difference in sizes, shapes, and colors. Number two, sifting. We use sifting if we're going to separate solid that has different size. Very good. Next, we use separation by magnet if one substance is attracted to magnet. Next, separating insoluble solids from liquid. Number one, decantation. When we say decantation, the mixture of solid and liquid. Solid goes at the bottom, liquid goes at the top. Very good. Next, filtration. When we say filtration, we use a filter to separate the solid and the liquid. Very good. And the last one, precipitation, is a mixture of both liquid, but if we mix it together and leave it for a while, one substance becomes solid. All right, very good.